Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to ImpoGamer. Today I'm going to create a video that's a little different than the other videos on my channel. This video is going to be less of a tutorial format and more of a vlog / check out what I'm making video. Now that the My Crypto game app is published and a lot of the bugs have been worked out, I want to get back to working on a different project that I've been working on, and I thought it'd be cool to take you along for the ride and show you a little bit of my development process. Now, like I've said, this is a project that I've already been working on for quite some time now, but it's been a couple months since I've done anything with it. So you won't be able to see this game created from beginning to end, but I'm going to try and document it from here on out. Now, the original name of this game was going to be called CAMPFIRE, and it was actually a concept that my wife came up with years ago. The original game was going to be a Temple Run-esque side-scroller, but this project has now evolved over time, where it's now actually more like Among Us. Now, I'm not going to get into too much of the backstory behind this concept, so let me just demo what I have so far. So here I have my character, and he's out in the woods camping. You can see we have a little campfire, and I have the basic player controls, so I can walk my player around the environment. Now, this game is going to be multiplayer, and it's going to play like a game of hide and seek or tag. Now, when I click the start button, you can see that there's a countdown timer at the top, and as that timer gets closer and closer to 0, the sun goes down, and our environment gets a whole lot darker. Now, once the timer reaches 0, since we're the only player in the scene, our character transforms into a monster, after which I can then walk around as the monster. And that's what I have pretty much so far. Now, of course, there's going to be more to this game, but I have to create it. Now, as you can see, I have a pretty good idea for what the visuals are going to be for this game. And for the rest of this video, I'd actually like to fix the campfire object so it looks a little better. Now, if you got a good look at the particle system being used for the campfire, you'll see that it's very similar to the particle system that I have for the fire in my Crypto Games app. But I feel like it's not pixelated enough for what I'm going for. So the first thing that I'm going to do is create a new sprite for the material of my particle effect. So in Photoshop, I've created a very low res image. It's 13 by 13. And I'm just going to use the pencil tool to create a pixelated diamond shape. After which I'm going to go to Image, Adjust, and Invert. I'm then going to save this as a PNG in my Unity project. And with my particle system selected, I'll go down to the material and I'll apply my new texture. Now, the next thing that I'm not liking about my campfire is the fire pit. And so I'm going to open up the image that's being used in Photoshop. And the first thing I'll do is I'll give each rock an outline. And so using a new layer, I'll go over all the rocks using a black pencil. I'm then going to clean up the edges by selecting the area inside these outlines. I'll then invert the selection, select the other layer, and delete. Then for the shading on the rocks, I want it to be more of a step than a consistent gradient. And so using the eyedrop tool, I'm going to select sections of the gradient. And on new layers hidden behind the previous layer, I'll color these rocks in stages. I'm then going to select the outline layer, and I'll hit Ctrl U to open hue and saturation, and I'll just change the outline so it's a light gray. I'm then going to extend my canvas size so I can color in a layer of dirt below my rocks. And I'm using the same color that I'm using for the dirt on my paths. The reason why I need to add some dirt below the rocks is because currently sometimes the particles for the fire will appear below the rocks. And so I need a bit of 2D layering to mask and cover the bottom of the particle effects. Once I got it the way I want it to be, I'll go ahead and save this as a new PNG. And in my project, I'm going to replace the rock sprites. Now, for pixelated games inside of Unity, one of the main things that you need to do is you need to change the filter mode on your sprites. So with my new image selected, I'll go down to filter mode and I'll change it from bilinear to point no filter. I'll then adjust the size and position of this sprite and its particle systems so that they line up more like the way they were previously. Now, when I hit play, I'm actually having a problem where the fire pit is being rendered behind my particle systems. To fix this, I need to open up a script I created, which I've called Sprite Order. Now, this script is what's handling the 2D layering effect, where the player can walk in front of an object if they're below that object on the screen, or behind that object if they're above that object on the screen. And I can show you the script in a later video, but the reason why my particle systems are being rendered on top of my fire pit is because this script only deals with sprite renderers, whereas particle systems have a particle system renderer. So at the top of the script, I'm going to create a new variable, which is going to be a serialized field. I'm going to call it particle system renderer. This is going to be an array, and I'm going to call it particle renderer. Then down in the set order function, I'm going to copy this for loop, and I need to change everywhere that it's using the renderers array to the particle renderers array. I'm then also going to add a -1 after this -100. Now when I save the script and I go to test my project, you can see that the fire particles are all being rendered now behind my fire pit. Now that's everything I'm going to do for this video. If you enjoyed this video, make sure that you give it a thumbs up, and if you think that my campfire object looks better now than it did, let me know in the comments below. Also make sure that you subscribe to my channel so you can be up to date with all my latest videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.